Colby Lee sitting deep behind Casey Crutchfield and Tyler Weo-Bressert. Up top, the front three is Chase Keller, Zane Rowland, and Jacob Inthavong.
The captain's meeting with our refereeing crew, which today is Don Barry out of New Zealand, Mark Barley and Dash Goland from the United States, and Sean Love, the fourth official, also out of New Zealand. Another part of the international flavor of the tournament here at the Dallas Cup. So we get handshakes between the captains. Zane Rowland there. Anthony Yarabino for Solar. You can see the all-red kits with white accents for Steven Gerrard Academy. A little bit of a throwback style for the team out of the UK. Made their way through the group stage with ease, 7 points in total. Wins over FC Dallas and United FC, a draw with Sting Soccer Club, but they've been dominant in the knockout rounds, Garrett.
Absolutely, a 4-1 win in the quarterfinals over SGA, followed by a 6-1 victory over local side Dallas Texans in the semifinals. 10 goals in 2 knockout games, super impressive from this Gerrard Academy side.
Well, they'll take their place on the left side of the screen as we watch on. Denny McGee with a sprint out to his goal. He's in all green down to the left. One final huddle for Solar, who will be in all white, moving from right to left. Matthew Lopez in the all purple kit in goal for the home side. Kicking off a 3-game slate of action here on Championship Sunday. We've got our U18 boys, U19 boys, and the Super Group to contest. It's the Dallas Texans against Everton later on at 11 a.m. local time, and the Philadelphia Union against Botafogo in the Super Group final at 1:30. It all starts here with Steven Gerrard Academy and the Solar ECNL side.
One thing to keep in mind before this game starts is the amount of fatigue on both these teams. Having played 5 games in just over 5 days, not easy to contend with, even though these guys are obviously very young and in their athletic primes.
Sammy McDermott drops it off all the way back to Denny McGee. We are underway, competing for the trophy here in the Dallas Cup U18 Boys Division. You can just settle it in midfield early. It's first touches for the Solar side. Ryan Servin in at left back. Gets it wide for Weo-Bressert. He'll just maintain possession here. Definitely some nerves on both sides. You expect the early intensity. Nice work to tiptoe the touchline there and win a foul on the far side for Jacob Inthavong, sorry. Moving it across the back line here. Peyton Weimer is going to retrieve that one. Surveying his options here. You can see Gerrard Academy maybe smart not to press too high. Garrett, you already noted the potential fatigue for both of these sides, and pressing any higher than they are now, that be really exerting a lot of energy early in the game.
And it's interesting, like you said, they're not pressing very high, but the back line is quite high, really compressing the field, not giving a lot of space for Solar at all.
Nice header one there by Murphy. Morris under pressure from 2, manages to keep possession. They move it out to Zachary Orr on the far side. Long ball, looking for Puno Martins up top. He gets a touch to it, but unable to maintain possession. Langley steps in front. Murphy getting it out wide left, looking for on Salem Grant. It's out for a Gerrard throw. Coming across to take it, Harry Langley. Seen some highlights for Steven Gerrard Academy on Instagram. They do like the long throw. They're going to try and take advantage of it early in this game, just a couple minutes into the final. Langley lifts it in, unable to find a teammate, maybe getting the grips with a wider field here at Toyota Stadium, but the second ball is a good one, and it's out in front, and it's the opening goal just a couple minutes in. Calum Cummings from the doorstep. And the long throw didn't pay dividends, but the immediate aftermath, Solar just unable to deal with that whipped ball in the box, and Cummings there to profit.
Yeah, it's all about the second ball. And it just really passed it through 3 players right there, and Caleb Cummings, Johnny on the spot there for the easy tap in. 2 players from the Girard Academy almost able to tap that one home, but it's the third Cummings with the easiest goal he'll ever score. And the little celebration on the ad board as well. He's loving it.
Well, that's a big swing. Just 3 minutes into this championship game. I mentioned the form that the Girard Academy has been in, putting up goals across the knockout rounds. Now 11 goals in 3 games. They picked up right where they left off with that 6-1 victory in the semifinal on the score sheet early here. How will Solar respond? Sending it long down the far side, looking for Roland. Second ball bounces kindly for Inthavong. Wide again for Roland. Roland does well to wrestle it away from the defender. He's got the attentions of 2 over there. And he's able to win an attacking throw.
Good work from the Girard Academy there, just swarming the ball, getting numbers around the ball carrier, clearing it out for a throw-in. Potentially not as much of a long throw-in as we saw from the Girard Academy a moments ago.
They're going to try it in towards the near post, looking to get the flick. Bouncing ball at the top of the box is cleared away. Unable to control it there. Prassert, but Solar restored possession. Got to shake off that early goal conceded and really get into some type of rhythm here. Long balls easily blocked that time by Akpuno Martins. Sent long by Lopez, the goalkeeper. Cummings dispossessed, and now a chance maybe on the break. Looking to go in behind for Zane Rowland, comes off his heel. And that allows the Reds to clear. Nice work there, contesting the loose ball. Arna Salem Grant on the far side. Arna Salem Grant looking to get to the byline, and instead he'll win a corner.
Good work from Arna Salem Grant there. Very isolated on the left wing, not many options. Really the best thing he could have done was exactly what he did and win his tighter corner. First of the game for Stephen Girard Academy.
They're able to turn the long throw into the opening goal. See what they've got here on the set play. Nathan Morris looking for the end swinger. Right to the top of the 6, cleared away at the near post. Cummings at the top of the box, looking for options. Gets it back wide on the far side. It's forced back here. Keeps possession. Scooped pass out to the far side. Foot race to get to it, but that one's going to run over the line for a goal kick. Matthew Lopez setting up this goal kick, going to send the team up the field. Launching it long, flicked on there by Inthavong, looking for Zane Rowland. They've been trying to get the forward involved. You can see he's got some decent pace and good size up front. Just unable to control it early in this game, as at the other end, Akpuno Martins using his speed to put the goalkeeper under pressure and force that one out of play.
Yeah, good work rate for there from Daniel Akpuno Martins, just putting the goalkeeper under pressure, forcing a wild clearance out of bounds. Good for a Stephen Girard Academy throw.
Down the line, off the foot of the goal scorer Cummings, and out for a Solar throw. Servant throws that one in right to Cummings, and now Akpuno Martins at the top of the box. Akpuno Martins with the shot, low along the ground, and ultimately comfortable for Matthew Lopez. A few too many giveaways for Solar, and so far the Stephen Girard Academy has looked like punishing those mistakes. Contested ball bouncing along the near side, eventually cleared away by Langley.
Well, you're right. Solar does look a little bit shell-shocked after conceding that early goal only after 3 minutes. You know, these players have been building up this game in their minds for the last 24 hours at least. And then the whole game plan is kind of thrown out the window when you concede that early.
Heavy touch there for Zane Rowland after he beat the first man. Runs out of play for a goal kick. Get a look at this first move, but then as he tried to skip past Langley, just a heavy touch.
Just ran out of room, really. Good defending, however, to get a body on him, not give him a clear path to the run of the ball.
Danny McGee, plenty of distance behind this goal kick, going long. Good work there from Yarabino. Contested, and ultimately the last touch comes off of the Reds, and it's going to be behind for a goal kick. That was an awkward one. Lopez will go and retrieve the extra ball. Playing the full 45 minutes here in the boys U18 division. 6 subs allowed for both sides, no re-entry. And if it's tied, we'll head to extra time, which would consist of 2 10-minute periods before a potential penalty shootout. Good work on the dribble here along the near side for Wea Pressert. And he runs out of room as well. Kennerly going to leave it for Langley, who we saw has the long throw. Some distance on the throw in there, but now he's out of position as it breaks for Solar. Offside flag is up there against Inthavong. Just went a little bit too early off the right wing. Zachary Orr looking to get things going for the Gerard Academy on the far side. Down the line, Arna Salem Grant is impeded. Referee whistles for a foul.
Good spot from the referee there. Just noticing the little shirt pull to stop Arna Salem Grant's run.
Free kick from wide on the far side. 2 arms raised, served in to the top of the box. Flicked along by a Solar defender, not cleared initially, then eventually they get a foot through it. And Thavong trying to hold it up. He's going to win a throw from right about where the free kick was taken moments ago. Throw down the line, repelled by McDermott. Some nice footwork there in the middle of the field. Keeps the possession alive. Out to Cummings, going to use his speed. Knock and run. Here's the early cross sent in. Looking for Akpuno Martins, deflected and cleared away.
Good work there from Caleb Cummings. Just to see the space in behind his defender, kicking it around him, retrieving it on the other side, and looking to get the early cross in. Well, that's certainly a handball. The referee missed it. Was blocked by the body.
Solar looking to take advantage and go the other way, but it's good work in transition from McDermott, the midfielder. And now a nice ball in behind. Arna Salem Grant going to retrieve it. Wide on the far side. Cutback ball to the top of the box. Nobody arriving late for the Steven Gerrard Academy, like Steven Gerrard himself did so many times in the Liverpool jersey.
Yeah, it's a shame because that was a beautiful spot and beautiful pick out there from Caleb Murphy, just seeing the space in behind the back line, bisecting the right back and center back. Oftentimes that space is there. You just have to have the skill and ability to see it and then also hit the pass.
If there's one thing you feel like they work on at the Steven Gerrard Academy, it's arriving at the top of the box and crashing out of midfield. Here's a nice ball over the top for Solar, and looking to get on the end of it, it's Zane Rowland doing just enough. Denny McGee diving down amongst the cleats there, got a hand on the ball. Drop back again for McGee to go long. Tough one to handle for Arna Salem Grand, and again, Gerrard Academy forced to play facing their own goal. Good composure before the keeper sends it long. Header won by Servin for Solar. And a 4th straight time that the Gerrard Academy is able to go back to the goalkeeper, getting him involved.
Really the first time we've seen any sort of pressure on the Academy goal there from Solar. But well dealt with by Denny McGee in net.
Nice flick from Puno Martins. So they're able to keep it away from the goal scorer Cummings. Now wide here with Crutchfield. Crutchfield lifting this one in behind. It's a decent weight on the pass. Coming across the cover was Caleb Murphy. Could send it high, but not clear. Back with Crutchfield. So wide here for Zane Rowland. Rowland navigating 4 red jerseys. Back wide for Crutchfield, who stayed on side. Crutchfield, good work there to turn past the defender. Now he goes up the byline, cut back ball, finds Rowland in the middle. Rowland looking to turn, but ultimately doing a little too much there. He had options to lay off the pass at the top of the box. Solar now building some pressure after conceding the early goal.
Solar slowly growing into this game, starting to putting some passes together. And there's great work on the left wing here by Casey Crutchfield, just beating his man and picking out his striker in the box. Zane Rowland just couldn't quite get turned with space to get his shot off. In the end, good defending from the Stephen Jarrett Academy, just getting numbers around the ball, facing up the striker, getting the block in.
Urabino lifts it forward. Rowland looking to play it out wide, but that one behind Inthavong. Rolls out of play. Zachary Ura will take the throw. There's a player down. It's Caleb Cummings for the Jarrett Academy. As we play on, the referee, I don't think, is aware that they're playing on. He was completely distracted. Cummings now back to his feet.
Bit of a strange one there. Not often you see the team in possession with the player down and they keep playing with the referee's back turned.
In response, it's Josh Jones, the Jarrett Academy head coach, sending the substitutes to go get warmed up. Cummings seems to be moving okay. Be ashamed to have to make an injury substitution this early into a final. We have talked about the miles on these players' legs over the course of the week. Got to use the entire squad to keep people fresh.
And you do wonder if Josh Jones, the head coach, was able to make a lot of substitutions in the previous rounds, knowing that Stephen Jarrett Academy really dominated the semifinal and final, winning by multiple goals, putting 10 past their opponents in just 2 games. You would think in the last 20, 30 minutes of those, he was able to rotate quite easily, quite well, and keep his starters fresh.
There's Zane Rowland on the dart up the near side. Nice cutback ball into the middle. It's cleared away. Emergency defending for the Jarrett Academy. Peyton Weimer moving it along here to Phillips. Momentum in this game has really swung towards the local side, Solar. You have to get anything really to test Denny McGee in goal. But the first 5 to 10 minutes of this game are completely played in the Solar half, and that's totally flipped as we play here in the 16th minute.
It's been a really good response from the Solar team. It's never easy to concede a goal early, but especially in a final after you've built it up in your minds for so long. But they've had a great response here just to get back on the front foot, start creating chances like this one in the final third.
Lee able to turn, get it wide on the right. That pass overhit, and it's going to run out for a goal kick. Just needing that little bit of precision to pick the lock in the final third at the moment. Denny McGee going to set up for the goal kick. McGee's goal kick clearing halfway. Puno Martins trying to flick it along. Out for a throw in for the Reds. Of course, we welcome anybody tuning in from across the pond, watching on as the side out of Liverpool competes to lift the Dallas Cup. An early kickoff time here local. Pretty comfortable kickoff time for those in the UK on Easter Sunday. Puno Martins flicking that one into the box, cleared away. Now contested 50-50, and it's good work from Zachary Orr to come away with it. Then a big sliding tackle from Avery Phillips, the captain for Solar.
Really well timed there from Avery Phillips. The tackle he absolutely had to win right on the edge of his own box. Makes perfect contact with the ball. Otherwise, certainly a foul, potentially yellow card if you get that one wrong.
Girard Academy playing nicely out of pressure. And out to Cummings along the right side. Puts the ball in behind. There's a run out of midfield. With the pass just overhit, intended for Nathan Morris. Lopez sending it down the field. Solar get 2 players to the ball, but it's last off of Girard Academy. Servant takes it, looking for Zane Rowland. Heavy touch, turns over possession. It's good work in midfield there for Colby Lee. And then his pass hits the referee. He was trying to flee the scene. Tom Barry out of New Zealand. An unwanted moment in the spotlight there for the official. And he'll drop it at the foot of the Solar player. Get things back going. Left it out to Crutchfield off this near side. Couldn't keep hold of it. Goes the other way. Weimer drops it back to his goalkeeper. Servant driving inside from his fullback position. Out to the opposite side.
Not many options for the Solar back line right now. The midfield needs to drop in just a little bit. Give a few more passing looks as they try to build out of the back instead of having to go long every time like this, because they just haven't really been able to find any forward players there. Not really a hold-up striker profile in this team, at least that we've seen so far.
Well, you called it early, this mid-block from the Girard Academy really compressing the middle of the field, a high line, but also not a high line of pressure. A couple of runners off the ball looking to get him behind for Solar. They work it wide on the far side. Rowland trying to beat his man on the dribble, gives it away, and now maybe something here on the near side for Cummings, making the run in behind. Flag stays down as Cummings tries to take it down on the chest. A little bit of a miscontrol, forces him wide, maintains possession here. Servant able to send it clear.
And it's a shame because Caleb Cummings was in a ton of space and made a fantastic run down this right wing. No Solar player within 10 yards of him, but just couldn't get the chest control quite right. Not easy on the run, but he would have been through on goal had he done it.
Back out to Cummings on the near side. Crutchfield is away from him. Looks like Enthavong has swapped wings, the number 10 for Solar. Pretty fluid front 3 for Grant Sawyer's side. Seen Rowland popping up all over the field. McGee goes long. Puno Martin's able to pick up the loose ball and send it out wide to the far side. Arna Salem Grant in behind. Options to his right, arriving inside the box now. Grant looking to find a way past the defender there, but it's good defending from Colby Lee, the midfielder covering in at fullback. The clearance recovered by the Girard Academy. They'll keep the pressure on. See what Cummings was trying to do there. Drop the shoulder and go beyond the defender, but just couldn't control it. For the first time, Solar just giving it away on their own throw-in. Feels like a real waste. Inviting some of this pressure as there's a late tackle and an easy decision for the referee. The yellow card quickly out of the pocket for Anthony Yarabino.
Certainly the correct decision from the referee. Yarabino is just very, very late on that one. He does manage to keep his studs down, so no real fear of a ejection, but it's not a soft foul by any means. A chance here for the Stephen Girard Academy to serve one into the box.
Just not a foul that needed to be made there for one of the Solar captains, the right back, giving another set piece opportunity to the UK side. Whipped into the near post and flicked goalwards there by Caleb Murphy, but he couldn't keep it under the crossbar. Seemed to be well rehearsed on the restarts, Stephen Gerrard Academy.
Well, we've seen the importance of set pieces throughout this tournament, especially in the more high-pressure games, the finals and semifinals. So often, those set pieces, deliveries are crucial and can often be the difference in these games.
Contested ball in midfield. It's Prassard who comes away with it. Crutchfield wanted the foul, not given. Instead, it's out for a throw-in for the Reds. Into Cummings, goes down under the challenge from Crutchfield, not enough for a foul. Crutchfield lifting it in behind the back line where Rowland will give chase, but it bounces through for McGee, who goes long. Crutchfield winning a free kick. Seems like he's got some creativity in midfield for Solar, and at the very least, very easy to spot with the bleach blonde hair. Going long, looking for the run of Rowland. Second favor to get to it, and it's well marshaled over the line there for a throw-in by Harry Langley.
Not much Zane Rowland can do there with the ball trickling towards the sideline, defender in front of him. It's just a tough ask to have your center forward leave his spot in the middle of the field and track a ball down heading towards the sideline.
Nice work there for the Gerrard Academy to move it to the opposite side, where they've got runners in the attack. Arna Salem Grant onto his right foot, shot from distance, and it's going to balloon over the bar.
Appreciate the ambition there from Arna Salem Grant. Just cutting in onto his right foot, trying a curler looking for the far post, just gets under a little bit, sends it high and wide.
Yeah, it's a pretty specific example, but it feels like that was the type of throw-in that for Solar they've just given it away way too often, and instead the Gerrard Academy able to work it across the field and end up with a decent look from the top of the box. Back here for Zachary Orr. Wide to the far side. Arna Salem Grant shown some decent feet early in this game. Looking to combine now, but Solar back on it in midfield and getting turned. Inthavong out to Crutchfield. Cummings defending. Crutchfield splits the two players with the pass. Now wide for Rowland on the near side. Rowland onto his right foot. Rolls it across the top of the box, looking to track it down there. Is Colby Lee. It breaks out wide on the far side instead. There's the underlapping run from Yarabino, and he's able to, well, I thought he won a corner. Instead, it'll be a goal kick, but decent move there for Solar.
Yeah, unfortunate bounce off Yarabino. Just getting the last touch before it squeaks over the end line, but probably the best passing, attacking sequence there from Solar, who haven't had a lot in the way of build-up that time, looking a little bit more cohesive. Unfortunately, no end product due to an unlucky bounce off Yarabino.
McGee going long. Flicked along by Puno Martins, who's not had much by way of looks at goal, but he's done some good work in the other phases of play for the Gerrard Academy. Some flicked headers, some hold-up play.
See Harry Langley, the center back, jogging over to the sideline again. A similar long throw routine we saw in the opening minutes.
This led to the opening goal. It wasn't the throw itself, which ended up a couple of yards short of where he wanted it, but the recycled ball back out to him. He was able to whip in for the opening goal, scored by Caleb Cummings in the 2nd minute. Langley again to the near post. This one flicked along inside the area, and it's a loose one still out in front, similar to the goal, but this time Matthew Lopez able to dive on it.
Well, this time the long throw did clear the first defender, but then after that it was almost a carbon copy of what happened on the first goal, kind of evading two attackers and a defender before becoming a loose ball right on the goal line. This time Matthew Lopez the first to it, rather than the Stephen Gerrard Academy attacking player.
I wonder if there's an adjustment that needs to be made for Solar defending those situations, if they want the goalkeeper to be a little more aggressive coming out off his line to try and pick that up before it becomes a problem. Here's Rowland putting the ball in behind, overhitting the pass, and McGee read it well. Hooked forward by Colby Lee. Rowland gets ahead to it, volleyed away by Orr. Eventually into the waiting arms of Denny McGee. Yet to be forced into a save, McGee, but has been involved in build up and out off his line since this punt long. Akpuno Martins again winning the flicked header. Cummings able to skip past the tackle from Crutchfield. Puts the ball in behind, looking for a run that wasn't made by Akpuno Martins. Saw the idea. Rowland able to keep it in play on the far side. Driving from outside to in. Good hold-up play there from the striker, but can't connect with the pass. It's been really how this opening half hour has gone for Zane Rowland leading the line for Solar. Seen him win some individual battles, but just be unable to connect with a teammate. Denny McGee, plenty of air underneath that one. Again, Akpuno Martins wins the flicked on header. Consistently winning those battles in the front line for the Girard Academy. Now trying to use his speed to get in behind, but that one runs through for Lopez. Langley putting his foot through it at the other end. Akpuno Martins off the chest, looking for the run of Cummings. Avery Phillips goes long. It's brought out of the air by Zachary Orr. On to Salem Grant now with the ball at his feet, right where he wants it. Runners waiting in the middle as he darts towards the corner flag. Now two defenders' attentions for Arna Salem Grant, and he's won a throw, and the way that they can use this, it's essentially as dangerous as a corner kick.
Harry Langley, the center back, jogging over again. The number 9 on his back. Looking for an opportunity to send in another long throw.
The center back partner, Caleb Murphy's in there at the near post looking for that flicked on ball. It's 3v3 going the other way if Solar can get the clearance they're looking for. Into the near post. Header one there by the Solar defender. And Crutchfield sends it down the field. They're not going to be able to take advantage of that potential even numbers break as it runs out for a throw on the far side. Good work from Arna Salem Grant. Gets it back now into the feet of Akpuno Martins, looking to turn. Akpuno Martins on the left foot, and that one, the wrong side of the post, rippled the back of the net from the outside. The first sight at goal for Daniel Akpuno Martins.
Great turn from Akpuno Martins, just taking the ball on his instep, turning his defender, trying to get the left-footed shot on frame, just couldn't quite squeeze it in.
Looking to feed him again was Nathan Morris. That pass off the mark. So we played over a half hour here in this boys U18 Division Championship game. The goal coming just 2 minutes in for Caleb Cummings. Solar has definitely woke up since then, but yet to create anything meaningful towards Denny McGee in goal for the Girard Academy. Cummings, again, crafty, just working it through two defenders. 50-50 in the middle. Zach Orr comes away with it. That one beyond Nathan Morris. Turns over to the local side, Solar.
I must say, I think Josh Jones, the head coach of Stephen Girard Academy, has gotten his tactics absolutely right in this first half. The lack of the high press, but also the high line has essentially dared the back line of Solar to try to play out and beat them. And it just hasn't really worked. Instead, they've opted to go long, but they don't really have a type of forward who can bring the ball down and bring others into play. It's really made it difficult for Solar to progress the ball whatsoever.
Rowland can't keep that one in play. I was going to take the opposite angle and say that for Solar, it feels like when they have got the ball on the ground and played through, they've actually created their best chances of the half. But just really little to no joy going direct.
Once they get into the final third, which they've only done on a handful of times, they've passed the ball well, haven't created much out of it, but they look comfortable. But really, when the ball is in their back six, it's so difficult for them to really try to even get past midfield so far.
And Puno Martins winning a free kick. Wide on the near side. Some more good work for the forward leading the line, and he'll join his teammates looking to attack this service. Sammy McDermott instructed on exactly where to take it by Don Berry, our referee. Nice angle for the left foot here of McDermott.
It's a great ball.
Into the back post, flicked off a Solar head. Headed out for a corner, but Yarabino able to prevent it, sending it down the field. Servant going long, looking for Roland. Can't quite get enough distance on it. Solar player down in the middle. Just a blindside collision there. Weah Prassert now back to his feet. Just a check to make sure the Solar number 17 is okay to continue. Before it's launched long by Kennerly to restart play. Avery Phillips again direct, and again Caleb Murphy in that back line for the Girard Academy just dominating in those situations. But now a nice run out of midfield along the far side, three waiting in the middle for Solar. Whipped ball in towards the back post, initially spilled by McGee, but he always kept it within his grasp. A good moment there for Solar.
Solar finally finding some joy in the wide areas. Good cross in, maybe not enough options in the box. McGee eventually able to get his fingertips to it and always kept the ball within arm's reach despite spilling it just a tad the first time.
Colby Lee got that one wrong, was trying to go long, just sort of skewed it up in the air, but they pick up the second ball. Crutchfield will go long, and there's a runner in behind the Girard Academy back line. Nice header one by Caleb Murphy. A physical one, but he had to get it right. As there's a couple Solar players a little bit slow to rejoin the play. Momentary numerical advantage for the Girard Academy as there's two players walking back in Solar white. On a Salem Grant into midfield for Harrison. Harrison keeping it moving out to Kennerly. Surveys his options, gets it wide for Cummings, the goal scorer so far today. Chipped ball in towards the back post, headed towards the top of the box. It's Charlie Harrison through traffic off the crossbar. Bounces back to him. That close to doubling the lead before Colby Lee sends it clear.
Well, great effort from Charlie Harrison. I thought the first touch had gotten away from a bit, but he's able to get back onto it. See here, takes the ball down, does get away from him, but he reaches for it and ends up making great contact. You see the ball swerving, just couldn't quite beat the crossbar.
And a Salem Grant in towards the near post run of Puno Martins. Just out of his reach, will be picked up by Lopez. Less than 10 minutes to go till the halftime break. Solar still looking to a response to that second-minute goal. Chase Keller, part of what looks like a little bit of a reshuffle from the way the team lined up to start the game. He's in at left back now. Contested ball in midfield and a turnover, and now there's numbers in the attack for the Reds. Nathan Morris on the turn. Morris waiting for Cummings to get back on side on the near side. Here he is. Number 6 whips the right foot through it. And that deflects behind and out for a corner.
once the Steven Gerrard Academy is set up in their shape with 11 behind the ball. Solar had so little luck trying to build out through it, and it was a good takeaway there. Able to spring defense into attack very quickly. Ends up with Cummings attempting a rather ambitious effort from the edge of the box from a tight angle. Perhaps a bit lucky to get the deflection, because I think that one was destined to go over the bar regardless.
Nathan Morris will go across to take it. Just 4 inside the 18 for the Gerrard Academy. Solar leaving too high for a potential counterattack. This one whipped into the near post and headed away easily. Swarming around the ball, 3 red jerseys to prevent a counter. They end up committing the foul, but not a bad outcome for the side in the lead.
Yeah, it's all about preventing the counter, because as we've said a few times now, little to no build-up so far from Solar. You'd think if they do find a breakthrough here, it would be off of a counterattacking scenario before Steven Gerrard Academy can get back in their shape and get numbers behind the ball.
Unable to hold it up there, Zane Rowland, and we're going to get our first change now for the Solar side. Hudson Mintasana is coming on. Looks like he's going to replace the left back.
A substitution has occurred for Solar in the 40th minute. Leading the match is number 18, Chase Keller.
Chase Keller coming off. Looks like adding some size in that substitution, bringing on Mentasana. We'll slot in like for like at left back. Last touch out off the Gerrard Academy, and really out of nothing, it's a corner kick opportunity for Solar. Seeing their opponents make set pieces count already this morning.
First corner opportunity for Solar, and this one is so crucial. They've had so little in the way of build-up and ability to create chances. Here's an easier opportunity to bring themselves level.
Crutchfield, in-swinger to the near post, headed away. Bouncing ball, tracked down by Colby Lee. Back out to Crutchfield, immediately poked away from him and out for a throw by Zachary Orr as the defenders make their way back for Solar. Throw into the corner of the 18, well received there on the turn. And Thavong throwing his weight about and forcing the turnover out for a throw. Urabino heaves this one into the 18, flicked along at the near post to fight for it at the back post. And eventually the Reds send it clear. And a foot race to get to the ball. Cummings up against the recently introduced Mintasana. Cummings comes away with it. Now a switching ball out to the far side. Honor Salem Grant retrieves it just on the edge of the box. To the top of the box for Charlie Harrison, who hit the crossbar a few minutes ago now. Cummings again knocking it around his defender, getting to it before it runs out of play. Into the near post, initially repelled. Crutchfield back defending, sends it out for a throw.
Caleb Cummings, regardless of scoring the first goal, has been really bright in this first half. Whenever he gets the ball, he's looking to beat his man, try to create something. Very rarely plays backwards unless he's absolutely needs to. That time just beating his defender with that little knock and run move we saw earlier in the first half and trying to get the cross in. Couldn't beat the first defender.
Harry Langley lining up the long throw from the near side. Into the near post, flicked along, and that one goes for the second goal on the day. Bruno Martins with the flicked header, and another long throw paying dividends for the side out of Liverpool. They take a commanding 2-goal lead on the stroke of halftime.
We know the long throw is very in vogue at the moment in international soccer, and it is so in the Dallas Cup. Harry Langley once again with the signature long throw. This one in a great area right on the edge of the 6. And it's Daniel Okpuno Martins rising highest, just getting that little flicked backwards header right into the side netting. Very little chance for Matthew Lopez when the header comes in just 6 yards away from his goal line. And the 2-0 lead, I don't think flatters the Stephen Gerrard Academy. They've certainly been the more dominant side in this first half.
Well, we've seen Okpuno Martins flicking the header on and build up all morning, all first half. And that time he got a chance to do it inside the 18, executed it once again. Nothing really for Matthew Lopez to do about it. Now it's becoming an emergency situation for Solar. Trailing by 2 goals with 2 minutes to play in the first half. You get a sense that if they're going to get back in this game, there's going to need to be some big adjustments for head coach Grant Sawyer in the second half. Already making the one change in terms of substitutions, but I think it's more than just personnel. They've got to solve this game tactically. Crutchfield and on the far side, running out of room. With the 2-goal lead now, that same game plan that has worked so well to stifle the Solar attack is only going to be more effective with the Liverpool side. Lifted out to the near side. There's a miscue, and here's Cummings in behind. Cummings looking for a second on the day. That one flashed wide to the near post. And a let-off for Hudson Mintasana, the recent substitute.
Yeah, bad mistake there from Mintasana. Just missing his left-footed volley. And it falls right into the path of Caleb Cummings, who perhaps had a few more yards of space to dribble into before unleashing the shot. His first touch takes him a little bit wide, and he decides I might as well have a pop from here. Does connect well, just doesn't quite get it across enough to really worry Matthew Lopez in goal.
And behind, looking for Zane Rowland. Whistled forward, tripping up Caleb Murphy there. It's not been a half to remember for Zane Rowland leading the line for Solar.
It's always so tough playing center forward for a team that doesn't have much possession and hasn't really been able to build much in terms of goal-scoring opportunities. Rowland's really been asked to do a lot of chasing down lost causes and putting bodies on the defenders in hopes of just something spilling and falling for him.
Okpuno Martins, another great header one as he's cleared out by Mintasana. And the recent goal scorer picks himself back up. Another set piece opportunity coming from wide on this near side as we enter into 3 minutes of stoppage time.
Mintasana, the substitute, still kind of coming to grips with the speed of the game since coming on. Had that missed volley that led to the chance for Cummings, and then that one just very, very late on the aerial challenge with Okpuno Martins gets it all wrong. Creates another set piece opportunity, which Stephen Gerrard Academy has been very adept at taking so far.
McDermott, another bending ball, and it's a good one towards the back post, and it somehow evades everybody. As Charlie Harrison was closest to it in red.
Well, such a teasing ball from McDermott. Could have found the head of his center back 2 different occasions, right on top of the 6 and then closer to the end line. Solar perhaps a little lucky that didn't really fall kindly for a Stephen Gerrard Academy player.
Left it out wide towards Cummings. Header one by Mintasana. Straight up in the air. Contested ball. Nice header one by Charlie Harrison. The Gerrard Academy just keeping it moving out to Arna Salem Grant. Trying to take his man one-on-one there, but good defending from Yarabino. Drives into the Gerrard Academy half. And dropping it back for Servant. Some space in midfield here. Looking for the diagonal ball out to the near side. It breaks for Crutchfield. Corner of the 18. Crutchfield off the left foot. Good ball sent in, looking for the run of Rowland. Out of the way by Caleb Murphy. Final minute of the 3 added on here as Mintasana plays the ball forward. Out wide for Crutchfield once again. Left-footed ball in towards the near post, but it runs out for a goal kick. Spotted by the assistant referee on the far side. That was a tough call to make from all the way across the field.
Yeah, and it sounds like a few Solar fans or parents in the crowd don't agree with it. A few heckles coming from the sideline here.
Feels like for Solar, Crutchfield, the standout performer going forward. He's had a couple moments of creativity, but in general, few and far between for the local side have been largely stifled by the visitors out of Liverpool. Goal kick sent long. And that should just about do it for us here in the first half. It's a 2-goal lead for the visiting side, Stephen Gerrard Academy, who just controlled the game well. Cummings striking in the 2nd minute, and a couple minutes from the halftime break, Daniel Akpuno Martins finding the 2nd goal. Garrett, both of them coming from long throws, but on the run of play, it feels like a well-deserved lead for the Reds.
It does, absolutely. The Stephen Gerrard Academy has been mostly dominant in all areas of the game. 5 shots to 0 for Solar. Just the 1 corner for either side, but when you can make a long throw, become a corner, it doesn't matter so much, and they've been very, very clinical off those opportunities. So credit to the Stephen Gerrard Academy for those set plays.
We'll step aside for just a moment. We'll be back with first half highlights and analysis. You're watching the U18 Dallas Cup final here on YouTube, and we thank you for joining us as it's 2-0 to the Stephen Gerrard Academy at the break.
It is not the critic who counts, not the one who points out how the strong woman stumbles, or where the doer or deeds could have done better. The credit belongs to the woman who is actually in the arena, so that her place shall never be with those cold and timid souls, who knew neither victory nor defeat.
There's a big deal going on at Whataburger, like the new Big Ranch Wrap, a crispy chicken strip, buttermilk ranch, cheese, and fresh veggies in a warm tortilla. Or go bigger with 5 premium Whata chicken bites. Or go bigger than big with our Bacon Cheese Whataburger Jr. with fresh 100% beef and melty cheese. Make it even bigger with fries and a drink for a little more. Now that's a big deal. The Whata deal, now at What a Burger. Download the app.
Whataburger's Bacon Steakhouse Double. Do you need it or do you want it? Do you need creamy steak sauce, crispy fried onions, aged cheddar, and crunchy bacon? Or do you want creamy steak sauce, crispy fried onions, aged cheddar, and crunchy bacon? And what even is a want if we want the want so badly that the want becomes a need? How should I know? I just push the card. Enjoy your burger.
Creamy, crispy, crunchy.
The Whataburger Bacon Steakhouse Double is back. Download the app.
Our roots in this game run deep. We've been here, hydrating the grind with 50% more electrolytes. But it's time to raise the bar. This is our game, my game, your game, the beautiful game. From the ground up, we power soccer.
Welcome in, America. The Premier League season awaits.
A glorious finish by Saka.
At this stage, anything is possible.
Can Liverpool run it back-to-back?
Don't forget about Chelsea.
The Gunners are stacked.
Don't count out United.
Watch out for City. This is truly anyone's season. So no matter who you're cheering for or where you're at, this year's gonna be epic. You'll fit right in.
The good news was our house sold fast. The bad news was our house sold fast. We were pretty shocked and overwhelmed. What should I do with my stuff? Should I put it in a storage unit? And that's when my daughter said, there's this company called Pods.
They bring the container, you fill the container, and they take the Pods container and put it in a secure place. It was a complete sense of security, knowing that our stuff is safe.
I would definitely recommend moving with Pods.
Halftime here at Toyota Stadium in the boys U18 final of the Dallas Cup. The Stephen Gerrard Academy leads 2-0 over the local side, Solar. Got goals from Caleb Cummings and Daniel Akpuno Martins to show you here in the first half highlights of Garrett. A half that was really dominated by the Stephen Gerrard Academy.
Yeah, it was. Tactically, they've done very well. Josh Jones, their head coach, set them up perfectly. Really compressed the game with a high line but a low press, and then scoring goals off set pieces. That one falling very kindly for Kalen Cummings, just a tap home off an original long throw. And the celebration on the ad board, always nice.
And the big part of the game was the long throws from Harry Langley. There's another throw-in, setting up an opportunity at the other end. Maybe something for Solar, but that's really the only time it felt like Denny McGee was called into action. No shots in the half for Solar. It was a shot that rattled the crossbar from Charlie Harrison at full stretch. Good attempt there for the midfielder. Trying to add the second. Here was the second goal. It's just a long throw, flicked along at the near post. And Akpuno Martins, who did a lot of good work as the center forward in the first half, was rewarded with a goal here.
That looks like the tallest player on the field, at least from up here in our broadcast booth. But Akpuno Martins doing a great job just to flick on that ball, because there's not a lot of pace on it, it being a throw instead of a delivery. But he's able to direct it in the perfect place, right in the side netting, giving no chance for Matthew Lopez in net.
And for Solar and their coach Grant Sawyer, they've already made one change. They brought in Hudson Mintasana at left back to replace Chase Keller. They've got other options, but Garrett, it feels like more of an issue than just personnel. They've got to solve this game tactically, because the direct ball hasn't been the answer to try and get in behind this Gerrard Academy back line. They've really been struggling to build through the middle of the field.
Yeah, they certainly have. And really, the Stephen Gerrard Academy kind of looks like they're daring them to hit that long ball, giving the center backs and the wing backs plenty of space just to pick out passes, but nothing in the middle. They're really clogged the middle that Gerrard Academy has, and just basically asking them to beat us over the top. But Solar just doesn't have that profile of forward who can take the ball out of the air and bring others into play. It's a real conundrum right now for Grant Sawyer.
Gerrard Academy winning 4-1 in the quarterfinal, 6-1 in the semifinal. And if they continue the way they win in the first half, they'll walk to another comfortable victory here and lift the trophy in the U18 final. But Solar may have something to say about that as we play a second half in just a couple of minutes. We'll step aside for a brief moment from the sponsors here at the Dallas Cup before we're back underway with second half action here from Frisco, Texas.
Our roots in this game run deep. We've been here, hydrating the grind with 50% more electrolytes. But it's time to raise the bar. This is our game, my game, your game, the beautiful game. From the ground up, we power soccer.
It is not the critic who counts, not the one who points out how the strong woman stumbles, or where the doer or deeds could have done better. The credit belongs to the woman who is actually in the arena, so that her place shall never be with those cold and timid souls who knew neither victory nor defeat.
The good news was our house sold fast. The bad news was our house sold fast. We were pretty shocked and overwhelmed. What should I do with my stuff? Should I put it in a storage unit? And that's when my daughter said, there's this company called Pods.
They bring the container, you fill the container, and they take the Pods container and put it in a secure place. It was a complete sense of security, knowing that our stuff is safe.
I would definitely recommend moving with Pods.
It is not the critic who counts, not the one who points out how the strong woman stumbles, or where the doer or deeds could have done better. The credit belongs to the woman who is actually in the arena, so that her place shall never be with those cold and timid souls, who knew neither victory nor defeat.
There's a big deal going on at Whataburger. Like the new Big Ranch Wrap, a crispy chicken strip, buttermilk ranch, cheese, and fresh veggies in a warm tortilla. Or go bigger with 5 premium Whata chicken bites. Or go bigger than big with our Bacon Cheese Whataburger Jr. with fresh 100% beef and melty cheese. Make it even bigger with fries and a drink for a little more. Now that's a big deal. The Whata deal, now at What a Burger. Download the app.
Whataburger's Bacon Steakhouse Double. Do you need it or do you want it? Do you need creamy steak sauce, crispy fried onions, aged cheddar, and crunchy bacon? Or do you want creamy steak sauce, crispy fried onions, aged cheddar, and crunchy bacon? And want even is a want if we want the want so badly that the want becomes a need. How should I know? I just push the card. Enjoy your burger.
Creamy, crispy, crunchy.
The Whataburger Bacon Steakhouse Double is back. Download the app.
Our roots in this game run deep. We've been here, hydrating the grind with 50% more electrolytes. But it's time to raise the bar. This is our game, my game, your game, the beautiful game. From the ground up, we power soccer.
Welcome in, America. The Premier League season awaits.
A glorious finish by Saka.
At this stage, anything is possible.
Can Liverpool run it back-to-back?
Don't forget about Chelsea.
The Gunners are stacked.
Don't count out United.
Watch out for City. This is truly anyone's season. So no matter who you're cheering for or where you're at, this year's gonna be epic. You'll fit right in.
The good news was our house sold fast. The bad news was our house sold.
Back for the second half here in our boys U18 Dallas Cup final. Just about set for kickoff in the second 45. 2 goals to the good for the Stephen Gerrard Academy over the local side, Solar. Adjustments at halftime, hoping to get back into this game. Nice, send it long, immediately flicked on by Roland. In behind here for Inthavong, who's going to chase it towards the corner flag. Some good energy out of the break for Solar. Now moving from left to right in the second half. Yarabino working that one back under pressure. Flicked along. Numbers on the near side for Solar. Crowded around the ball, eventually committing a foul there.
Well, a bright enough start there from Solar, who need to get back into this game now and quickly. But getting the ball near the end line, couldn't find the cross, but a little bit more direct perhaps, or at least more successfully direct than we saw in the first half.
McGee out to come and set up the restart. Side out of Liverpool scoring in the 2nd minute and around the 40th minute to grab this 2-goal lead. Harrison out to the far side. Cummings whipped in towards the near post, and it's good work there from the goalkeeper. Knock it down and then pick up the loose ball. Matthew Lopez sends the punt long, allowed to bounce. Zane Rowland fighting for the loose ball. Caleb Murphy just controlling the situation. And then Rowland goes sliding in, trying to block the pass down the line unsuccessfully. Commits the foul.
Perhaps a bit of frustration there from Zane Rowland, and you can understand why. Had so little to work with in the first half. Just ended up needing to do a lot of running, a lot of defending, a lot of chasing, lost causes. That time just putting in a tackle he probably didn't need to make.
McGee direct. Akpuna Martins flicks it on into the box. Back to Cummings with the miss hit. Looking for the return pass to the top of the box. And now maybe a break on here for Solar. Yarabino makes the run in behind. This pass intended for Inthavong, but just good strength from Caleb Murphy, the captain for the Stephen Gerrard Academy, watching that one out for a goal kick.
It's great defending from Caleb Murphy there. Seeing the danger, the ball in behind his back line, winning the foot race to get there, and then showing the strength, as you said, just to shield it out of play.
4th restart already for Denny McGee. Just about 3 minutes into the second half as the wind is picking up here. You can probably tell at Toyota Stadium. Flicked along, looking for Rowland again. Or we'll hook it clear. Wide on the near side with Arna Salem Grant. No changes so far for the Gerrard Academy. No reason to, as the starting group has done so well. There's another ball in behind for Cummings. Cummings gets there first around the goalkeeper. Cummings looking to get the cross in. It's good recovery from Matthew Lopez. Still not cleared though. Cummings inside the area. Low shot saved and eventually cleared. Back out wide to Cummings, who got back on side from the near post, and another big save for Matthew Lopez, standing on his head here in the opening 3 minutes as the Gerrard Academy threatened for that 3rd goal. Another cross sent in, this time towards the back post. Lopez off the line on the follow-up. Solar get 2 defenders around it as the goalkeeper had to get back to his feet. Scramble drill right now for Solar. Another cross sent into the top of the box, and finally cleared away by Yarabino.
What a sequence of chances there for the Reds. I mean, could have scored on 3 or 4 different occasions in about 45 seconds. Really, really good look created himself by Caleb Cummings there. You'll see here, gets it on his right foot. And that's a good save there, closing
down. Back in
down
live action,
Matthew
it's
Lopez.
Nathan Morris across the face of goal. A huge save there to deny the opportunity at the back post. Now back out wide with Arna Salem. Grant to the top corner. That one unsavable. And finally, the levee breaks, and the Gerrard Academy make it 3 goals to the good.
Well, a 3rd goal was certainly coming, considering they almost scored about 10 seconds prior to this. But just great work there. I mean, what a finish that is from Kingston Arna Salem Grant. Fantastic. Just getting on his right foot and curling it into the top corner. Picture perfect.
And take nothing away from the work from Matthew Lopez, who was absolutely brilliant in the sequence leading up to the goal, including denying Arna Salem Grant from close range. But ultimately, he stuffed that one in the top corner where the spiders live. Can't reach that if you're the goalkeepers. Solar now going to make another change.
Matthew Lopez must be thinking, I mean, what am I supposed to do here, guys? because he saved his team on 3 occasions right before the 3rd goal goes in. Absolutely nothing he can do about that one, though. It's a fantastic finish.
And the change is actually withdrawing the previous change as Mintasana's off for Miles Hertzberg into the back line. And here's just a bit of a careless moment in possession for Solar. Girard Academy turning it over. It's again towards the back post. Arna Salem Grant looking to get on the end of it. Matthew Lopez, alert, comes and picks it up. Solar need to regroup here. Can't let their heads go down despite the scoreline. Yarabino intercepts. Heavy touch in midfield, turns it over, top of the box. Nathan Morris looking for options either way, goes out wide for Cummings. Cummings on the dribble, bending the ball towards Arna Salem Grant, headed away. Now maybe something in transition. Zane Rowland hits the diagonal ball, easily dealt with by Langley. Ryan Servin under pressure, forced back. Play out through the recent substitute, Hertzberg on the diagonal. Rowland attacking it. Here's Zane Rowland. He's got runners either way. The ball in behind. It's going to run through to the goalkeeper.
Really good challenge there from Sammy McDermott, because essentially he was behind the ball carrier, but managed to find a little gap of space to squeeze his foot into and cleanly win the challenge, knock it safely back to his goalkeeper.
On to Salem Grant holding off the defender. Here goes the overlapping run for Akuno Martins. Nice sliding tackle from Avery Phillips. Some frustrated words for the Solar captain as they've been blitzed coming out for the second half. They were the ones looking for a response after trailing by 2 at the break. And the Girard Academy has not sat back on that 2-goal lead. They've pushed for more, and they've already got the 3rd. Here's Langley with the long throw, looking to add to it. Hooked clear by Yarabino. Up into the air. Crutchfield wins the header. Breaks out to the near side. We have Prassert. Good work on the recovery from Rowland. Puts it in behind. We have Prassert beaten to it. And Langley puts it out for a throw.
It's going to be all about mentality now for Solar. 3 goals down in a final. Only about 40 minutes left. At some point you wonder if you're just playing for pride. But you never know. 1 goal and the momentum can shift.
Yarabino with the long throw this time into the near post. Flicked along by Rowland. Breaks at the top of the box. Shot through traffic. Is cleared away. Solar showing they can threaten from those throwing opportunities as well. Great work from Arna Salem Grant, chasing a lost cause and coming away with it. Referee plays advantage as he was fouled. Finds Akuno Martins in the middle. Dispossessed from behind, but works to get it back. Still a scramble for possession. Eventually the Girard Academy comes away with it. Looking for the feet of the forwards there. It's picked off along the way by Servin. And the referee's going to bring this one back for at least a conversation with Peyton Weimer. That slide tackle that he played advantage on. No booking, but sensible refereeing there just to have that word with the player.
Thought it might be a yellow. Even though he stayed on his feet, Arna Salem Grant was certainly impeded, slowed down his counterattack.
On the turn in the middle, McDermott. Bruno Martin's dispossessed. Now going the other way, coming forward from right back, it's Yarabino. Wide for Wia Prassert. Returned to Yarabino. Comes off his heel, but he maintains possession, being forced back here all the way. Might have got away with one there as he ends up with the throw. It seemed like he came off of him last.
It's great work from Zachary Orr. Going up from left back, just keeping the pressure on the Solar team. No let off at all despite being 3-0 up.
Header one in midfield by Colby Lee. We have Prassert challenging for it. Nodded out by Hertzberg, and it'll be throwing for the Reds. Morris able to turn, find plenty of space here in midfield for McDermott to drive into. On to Salem Grant again onto his right foot, and this time the keeper reading it all the way.
Grant full of confidence after his goal just a few minutes ago. Similar position, cutting in on his right foot. Didn't quite hit that one as sweetly as he did on his goal.
Roland whistled for a foul in the center circle. Eventually, Sam Kennerly picking himself up. And make it 13 goals scored in the knockout rounds for the Girard Academy. Been the class of this age group so far, looking to continue that here in the final. Lifted into the box. Repelled away by Solar, hooked back in towards Akpuno Martins. Got a goal in the first half. Goals for all three of the forwards for the Reds. Here's on to Salem Grant in towards the back post looking for Cummings, and forced into some emergency defending is Miles Hertzberg. The flag is up against the Reds number 6.
Hertzberg motioning to the referee that he felt a push in the back from Caleb Cummings, who's about 2 feet shorter, at least from our vantage point.
Diagonal ball to switch the play. On to Salem Grant gets there first. You can see the idea on the first time pass forward, but it's turned over. Immediately back onto it, McDermott. McDermott with nowhere to go. Coughs up possession there. We have Prassert now to the feet of Crutchfield. Keeps it moving for Colby Lee. Colby Lee looking for the feet of Zane Rowland, and they've just really struggled to connect those passes in the final third.
Just not on the same page at all, unfortunately, Solar. They've struggled so much to progress the ball into the attacking third, and when they have too often, they ended up with a pass just not finding the feed of the intended target.
McGee sets up for the goal kick. Launching it long. Right on the halfway line. It's flicked out wide here on to Salem Grant. On to Salem Grant. Past one defender, but then a nice sliding tackle from Yarabino. So throw in for the Reds. Now you know that means Langley's going to come up from the back to take it. Taking a few liberties with which ball they choose to use here. Looking for the fresh one that might be easiest to launch into the box. Langley into the 6-yard box, repelled away only as far as on to Salem Grant at the top of the 18. Set back out wide, Langley with the service. And again, a decent whip on it like we saw in the first goal, but this one into the waiting arms of Matthew Lopez. Quickly distributes out to Crutchfield. Nice tackle from Zachary Orr. Crutchfield back on it. That's Servant on a run all on his own along the left side. Good work there. Trying to feed the ball into Zane Rowland. Out for a throw for Solar. His really best chance to get into the box to the Girard Academy has been from these long throws. They're going to try the same with Hertzberg. Hertzberg instead turning to play back. Weimer over to Phillips. Diagonal ball back to the far side, head of the way by Kennerly. Bouncing ball in the middle. The clearance is a good one for Akpuno Martins at the other end. He's trying to hold off 2 defenders. Does well to keep it alive, but the last touch will be from Sammy McDermott.
See right there that's what Solar is missing. The type of player who can bring the ball down. I know it didn't quite work out for Akpuna Martins that time, but just having that focal point, pressing the back line and able to bring the ball down and try to bring others into play.
Another throwing opportunity for Solar, but first they'll make another change. In fact, both teams will make a change. Zayden Carter on for Ryan Servant.
A substitution has occurred for Solar SC in the 61st minute. Leaving the match is number 14.
On the other side, Jackson Booth is on. The first change for the Girard Academy, and Arna Salem Grant will be replaced after a fantastic goal for him here in the second half.
Entering the field is number 3, Jackson Booth. Leaving the field is number 2, Kingston Amarsawa.
With ball in towards the back post, best chance of the game for Solar. Again, coming off the long throw, and Crutchfield got the header on target, but really didn't have much power behind it.
First shot on target all day for Solar, and it comes from the long throw. We've seen that be such an important part of this game. You can see it at the pro level in almost any league in the world at this point. Now making its way down to the youth ranks.
Wide here with the recent substitute, Jackson Booth. We'll see what he has to offer off the bench for the Reds. Miss hit there as he went for the cross. Big shoes to fill. Arna Salem Grant was a real threat, particularly in this second half.
Yeah, that goal capped off a great outing from Arna Salem Grant. Just oftentimes toying with his defender, beating players and cutting in, getting shots and crosses off. I think the Solar back line is happy to see the back of him.
Going direct again towards Roland over his head. Crutchfield gives it away. Here's Booth. Booth, nice move there in the middle of the field. Again, turning, this time back out wide to the near side. McDermott out to the overlapping run of Zachary Orr. Orr bending ball into the 18, out of the way. And the follow-up effort is a decent one, but off target. Looks like Nathan Morris with that hit. Lopez sends it long. Langley and Murphy have been so comfortable in those aerial battles, and here's a nice ball in behind for Cummings on the far side, but the flag goes up. Shot was off target in any case.
That's a great look there from Nathan Morris, just feeding the ball through in between the defender and the fullback. Caleb Cummings just a step offside, made his run just a half second too early. But no sign that the Stephen Girard Academy is letting up. They're looking for more.
Certainly didn't let up in the semifinal with that 6-1 final score. Shielding it all the way back here to the goalkeeper, Solar. Matthew Lopez conceding 3 in this game, but has actually had a pretty solid performance in goal for the local side. There's Crutchfield turning. Nice pass through the middle of the field. Colby Lee. Colby Lee driving out of midfield, steps past one defender. Lee from the top of the box. That shot dragged off target. Some signs of life over the last few minutes for Solar.
Great run from Lee, who playing holding midfielder, but this time sidestepping 2 or 3 players before getting a decent effort. Only Solar's second shot of the game. That one off target, about 3 to 4 feet wide of Denny McGee's post.
First time we've seen one of the center backs for the Girard Academy beaten in the open field like that. Murphy, mishit clearance out to the far side. Hertzberg brings it forward from left back, pokes it wide. Sliding tackle from Kennerly puts it out for a throw. Throwing into Roland, who receives it on the touch line, flicks it up to himself. Good work there on the far side. Zane Roland sets it up to the top of the box. Crutchfield off the left foot, shot blocked. Still alive here for Solar. Colby Lee to the byline. Cutback ball finds Roland inside the area, trying to stab it across the face of goal. Referee waves everybody up. Kennerly trying to shield it out and eventually does, but it stays with Solar for the throw. They go quickly, but they're going to watch that one over the line, and corner kick coming. Some momentum building potentially for Solar to try and find a way back in this game.
Really good work from Colby Lee, who I think might be miscast as a defensive midfielder. Twice in the last few minutes, he's gone on a bit of a mazy run and created a good chance for his side.
6 players waiting, crowded around the 6-yard box. Whipped in towards the back post. It's a good ball, out of the way by Puno Martins doing the defensive work. Crutchfield. Step over, gets to the end line, right-footed cross, sent in, not dealt with well at the near post, and the shot from the top of the box blocked away. The Girard Academy showing some good defensive instincts as they've been put on the back foot over the last 5 minutes. Solar continue to threaten to find their first goal of this final. Long throw in, flicked along, bouncing inside the 18, dangerous for Stephen Girard Academy, eventually hooked clear by Puno Martins. Follow-up cross easily dealt with. Bounces all the way through for Peyton Weimer. Wide with Hertzberg. Hertzberg, the third option at left back already on the day for Coach Sawyer. There's Crutchfield looking to get turned. Slip ball to the byline. And again, getting forward, Colby Lee. The clearance only as far as Crutchfield, who then runs into a sliding tackle from Kennerly.
Well, finally some sustained pressure from Solar. Keeping the ball in the attacking third, pinning back the Stephen Girard Academy really onto the edge of their box. Nothing clear-cut created as of yet, but certainly better attacking movements we're seeing finally from Grant Sawyer's side.
Alex Taylor, the next to enter the game for the Reds. Takes the place of Sammy McDermott in midfield. Part of a nice concerted effort in the middle of the field for the side out of Liverpool so far. Player had stayed down for the Girard Academy. Trainer had been waved on and will now be waved off on the opposite side, looking sort of perplexed towards the referee.
He's got a long walk back to his sideline.
Cummings showing some strength and then skips past the second challenge as well. Nice balance on the ball for the Reds right winger, who opened the scoring all the way back in the 2nd minute. Jackson Booth keeping it in play on the near side. Strong tackle, front-footed defending from Urabino, who is on a yellow card from the first half. Saw the aggression.
Every single player on the Reds telling Jackson Booth to hold, and not take a quick throw in, because you know exactly what they want to do. They've done it so successfully to get Harry Langley on these and heave it into the box. Already have 2 goals off of similar scenarios.
Langley catapults it in towards the near post, flicked along, back post defending. Hertzberg off the line twice and keeping his side within a chance in this game. Hertzberg with a header off the line and then a clearance as well. Really valuable as a substitute in this game for Grant Sawyer. He's definitely been the pick of the bunch of the 3 options at left back. Now driving forward through the middle of the field, it's Nathan Morris. Combining with Alex Taylor, first touch for him. See the Girard Academy just playing through the pressure. And now into the feet of Puno Martins, looking to get turned. Here's Booth coming forward on the left wing. Booth, cut back ball. Dealt with again by Hertzberg. Awkward that time. But he did enough. 20 minutes to play, plus stoppage time in this final. Cummings Low ball in towards the back post, past everybody but Booth at the back post. Can't get it goalwards. Caleb Cummings, so creative in the final third, has to be a candidate for man of the match today after getting the opening goal as well. A lot of good performances across the red side.
It's either him or Harry Langley so far. Langley's long throws have really split this game wide open. The chance that they've created from that and from second opportunities off those throws.
Good hold-up play from Roland, allowing a platform in the attacking third here for Solar. Crutchfield can't connect with Yerubino. And here comes another change for the local side. Trenton Powell will replace Jacob Inthavong. Attacking change here for Coach Sawyer. Ball down the line, and Roland was tripped up, and here's an attacking set-piece opportunity. Wide on the near side. Potential for a dangerous angle to whip this in. That's Leah Prassert standing over it.
Delivery here is so important. Solar with, looks like 7 players in the box, but it's all dependent on the delivery.
2 arms raised. Leah Prassert lifts it in towards the near post, and it's at the back post, in fact. Follow-up header off the line. Couple of stabs at it, and eventually Solar get on the board. So they create an absolute melee at the back post. Fantastic initial save from Denny McGee, but just like Matthew Lopez at the other end, it wasn't enough as eventually Solar turned home the rebound.
And I think it's Trenton Powell who got the final touch, perhaps. Yes, it is a substitute who just came on.
Well, it wasn't quite his first touch because he got 3 chances at it, including the first one headed on target. Emergency defending from Caleb Murphy with the first block, but once it bounced back to him, once again, it was always going to end up in the back of the net. And there's a lifeline for Solar provided by Trenton Powell off the bench. See if they can turn that into some momentum and make these final 17 minutes plus stoppage time interesting.
It's about as scrappy as they come, but they all count the same, and it's the goal that Solar needed so badly just to potentially change the momentum here.
Now Morris looking to get one right back. Morris from the top of the box. Oh, he rattles the crossbar. Akpuno Martins on the follow-up, put off there from putting the rebound in. Second time that a midfielder for the Reds has hit the crossbar. First half it was Harrison. This time it was Morris with a rocket.
And what a hit that is. Almost perfect, right into the top corner. So unlucky just to hit the inside of the post. And the ricochet nearly fell to Akpuno Martins as well. And what a response that would have been to have conceding the first goal.
They haven't been spotless defensively, the Stephen Gerrard Academy. They have conceded in all but 1 game so far in the tournament. Langley with a false start there, now waved on by the referee, and he's going to be cautioned for delaying the restart a little bit too long. Now he does catapults it into the near post. Flicked along, difficult to deal with again. Still not clear. It's set back to the top of the box. Morris just hit the crossbar and going to go with the left foot now. Big save, and on the follow-up, another one for Matthew Lopez. Double save there for the Solar keeper. Corner kick coming for the Gerrard Academy, and then there's just nothing that Solar can do against these long throws. That near post flick so difficult to deal with, and they've got it dialed in, executed to perfection with consistency.
Nathan Morris there nearly scored a stunner a few moments ago. Tries his luck again, this time forcing a save from Matthew Lopez. And the rebound falls kindly to Jackson Booth, who also tests Lopez in goal, but he's up to it at this time of asking.
Here comes the corner kick. In swinger to the near post, this time dealt with for Solar. Leah Prassert getting it forward. Can connect with one of the 3 players waiting up top. Now going the other way. Nathan Morris near the corner flag, checks back, finds Jackson Booth. Booth looking to split the double team. Morris fighting for the second ball. Whistle goes for a free kick for Solar. We have Pressert picking it up, looking to lead the charge. Momentum with the local side after scoring moments ago. Here's Zane Rowland. Hasn't hardly had a shot in this game. Looking to create a cross here for a teammate. Blocked. Second ball bounces kindly here for Solar. And the shot from distance from Yarabino is popping up centrally there, harmlessly over the bar. They need that second goal soon to really pile the pressure on, as we've got 15 minutes plus stoppage time to go. Solar advancing past another side out of Liverpool in the semifinals by way of a penalty kick shootout. That was the Everton College side. And here's the Liverpoolian side. Booth from distance, looking for the near post. That one just off target for the substitute.
Booth's had a few sights of goal in the last few minutes. The first one saved really well by Matthew Lopez. This one, left-footed effort, had a few other options, could have elected to pass instead. Tries an effort from 2 or 3 yards outside the box, nearly finds the bottom corner, instead finds just the side netting.
Ball sent long by Avery Phillips. Trenton Powell, the goal scorer for Solar, challenging forward. He's got a throw here for his team. And they are going to launch into the box. That's how they managed to score. Instead, this time, actually, they go quick, trying to catch the Girard Academy out. Powell, cutback ball towards Rowland. Couldn't do anything with it. It looked like maybe he was trying to return the pass.
I think he would have been offside, even if it hadn't have gone out, as Trenton Powell was well beyond the second to last defender.
The Girard Academy just need to manage these next few minutes, make sure they don't concede that second goal. Seen them threaten to add a fourth, including hitting the crossbar. There's some energy with these Solar players right now, including Zane Rowland, who's got a throw in an attacking area. They went quick last time, but with the threat they've been able to create from the long throw, I'd like to see them launch this one into the box.
It's good work from Zane Rowland, who's done a lot of fruitless running so far through the first 78 minutes. Not much to work with this time, winning side of throw, and we know how dangerous these can be.
Pressert launching it in towards the near post, flicked along off a Girard player head. And out the other side, this should be a corner kick, and it will be. Crutchfield across the take, looking for an end swinger off the left foot. Girard Academy leaving players up top, and Solar really saying, okay, we still have to go score a goal, and it's 2v1 going the other way if they do manage to clear it.
Yeah, at this point, it's time to take a few gambles.
And towards the near post, flicked along, and out the other side. It's retrieved by Carter. And looks like we've got another corner kick coming. This time from the opposite way. Colby Lee goes short to the corner of the 18. Deflected ball towards the back post, an awkward one, and nearly spilled by the goalkeeper. In fact, he spilled it into his net. And Solar are now within a goal with over 10 minutes to play. Protest from Denny McGee, but the referee, consulting with the assistant on the near side, said he stepped into the goal with the ball in his hands.
Well, the short corner is taken deflected, and I mean, you cannot tell from that angle, but in live viewing, I didn't think he stepped all the way backwards over the line. I don't think there's any way to tell if the entire ball went over the line. That's certainly a controversial call, and one that can completely change the face of this game.
And for me, that doesn't look like the correct call at all. We'll get another look at it here.
It's going to be very difficult to be able to see much without having a view right on the goal line.
And his feet are clearly a yard or so over the line, but he is always leaning forward. We'll have to trust the view of the assistant referee on the near side, who had a much better look down the line. Really, after 70 minutes of domination for the Girard Academy, they now find themselves under pressure with just a 1-goal lead. And all the threat coming from set plays for Solar. Now looking to threaten going the other way. Cummings on a step too soon. He's offside. And how quickly this game can change. Now you start thinking about all those saves from Matthew Lopez. Originally it looked like it was going to be in vain as he had conceded 3, but probably kept out 3 or 4 more. Now maybe a chance for his team to go and make amends and level this game at 3. Deflected clearance, bouncing back the other way. Langley sends it long. Miscue for Weimer, but he comes away with it. Into the feet of Roland. Looking to turn. Scoop down the line. All the way back through for Denny McGee. Got to shake off that moment of disagreement with the referee, a potential mistake. Here comes Booth up the near side. Booth to the top of the box. Looking to skip through 2 defenders. It's Akpuno Martins. Slips as he released the shot. And now Booth on the follow-up. It's deflected off the Solar player and out for a corner.
It was great work all over the field from Akpuno Martins, but just slips at the vital moment, trying to get that left-footed shot from a tight angle, trying to worry Matthew Lopez. Just loses his footing and the chance goes awry.
Slowing things down, Nathan Morris comes across to take. Solar leaving 3 players high. It's 3v3 at the halfway line. That leaves just 5 players back defensively in white. Morris into the danger area, repelled at the near post. Bouncing ball, top of the box, 50-50, and it bounces for Langley. Langley wide again for Morris. Morris to his favored right foot. Scoops the ball in into the waiting arms of Matthew Lopez, who's going to send this one long. It's 3-on-4 from a Solar perspective. Header won by Caleb Murphy for the Girard Academy. Settled in midfield by Booth. Put under pressure, but he turns and finds a teammate in Alex Taylor. Out wide with Cummings. Going to slow this one down before it's lifted forward. Felt like a weird decision there for Kennerly as they just had a moment in possession and that ball in towards Akpuno Martin's low percentage. Breaks for Booth. It's the switching ball looking for Cummings. Again, maybe going for a pass more difficult than necessary. And they're allowing Solar these opportunities to force turnovers. Here's a build-up along the near side. Substitute Trenton Powell cuts the ball back towards the top of the box. Zane Rowland looking for a lane, puts it back to the byline. Just about kept in play. Cross blocked out for a throw, and it's going to be a long throw. Zayden Carter with the cross block there. Here comes Yerabino.
Solar looks like a different team than they did for the first 80 minutes of this game or so. Shows what goals can do for belief.
Yerabino goes short this time, lifts the ball towards the back post, off the post and cleared away. Great ball in from Zayden Carter. Didn't see who got ahead to it, but Denny McGee combined with his post there. I think he did get a big piece of that.
I think he also hit his shoulder on the back stanchion of the goal. Obviously a painful one. But incredible that Solar were a matter of inches of being back in this one at 3-3 after almost 80 minutes of being down and out in this game. They're right back in it.
You can see that was a painful one for the kid, but he got to his feet, but then felt the effects of crashing into the woodwork. I think it was Weah Prassert with the header at the back post. And for as many problems as the Girard Academy caused for Solar from set pieces, they've responded in turn in the second half. Both goals coming in those situations. Only one really true open play goal of the 5 we've seen in this final. And now with 5 minutes plus stoppage time to go, it's anybody's guess how it'll go from here. Crutchfield will take an in-swinging corner from the near side. Plenty of air underneath this one towards the back post, kept alive by Roland. And he nods it into the outside of the net. You can see what he's trying to do to the back post and then nod it back across for a teammate, but couldn't keep it in bounds.
It's a tough ball to deal with, swinging from such a high starting point and sitting right on the end line. Really difficult to get that one on frame.
McGee, okay to continue. He launches it long there. Yarabino dispossessed. Booth gets it forward for Akpuno Martins, who may be tiring. His influence has certainly waned in the second half. Launched forward there by Zachary Orr. Yarabino flicks it along out to Roland on the near side. Roland skips past one, now driving in field off his left foot. Puts it in behind. Awkward ball. I think it flicked off Gerard Academy head. It did. It'll be a corner out of very little.
Well, it could be fatigue or it could be the shock of conceding 2 goals in quick succession, but the Gerard Academy are playing very differently defensively than they were for the first 75 minutes or so. None of the compact midfield that we saw, especially in the first half. Kind of all over the field just trying to react to things and put out fires as they can.
Crutchfield again towards the back post, and the keeper comes. It's there, clearing off the 6-yard box and into traffic, still not cleared. An absolute mayhem. Eventually, the Gerard Academy survive.
Well, had one of those shots gone in, I think Solar would have scored the 3 scrappiest goals I've ever seen, because this one shades of the first goal they scored, where there's just 3 successive shots blocked on the line, hitting bodies, clearances off of teammates, and eventually it's Akpuno Martins who gets the clearance.
First time cross from the near side for Yarabino. Cleared away. Even the out ball for Gerard Academy, non-existent over the last 5 minutes. Yarabino, another long throw into the area, allowed to bounce, not dealt with. Now here's the clearance, and it's 2v1. If Akpuno Martins can get there first, nobody back defensively for Solar, as that clearance is going to bounce out for a throw. They've got to throw everything at it here. 88th minute, trailing by a goal. Yarabino down the line. Roland looking for a way around the defender, got a piece of the ball, but it's comfortable for Denny McGee.
It's going to be so important for these Reds players just to slow things down, calm things down. When they can get on the ball, just try to take a bit of the sting out of the game.
Yarabino wins the header, but it breaks in midfield for Nathan Morris. Morris out to Booth. Yarabino, really strong performance, particularly after picking up that first half yellow card. His timed his tackles well. Booth looking to get in behind his position here. Here's Booth into the area. And Jackson Booth is going to stay down after a strong tackle from Peyton Weimer, but a clean one. Langley launching it back the other way. 90 seconds of the 90 minutes still to play, plus whatever's added on. Lopez goes long, foot race to get to it. Good covering, defending there from Langley. But a chance for Yarabino's long throw. Yarabino into the 18. First header won by the Reds. Clearance isn't a good one. Lifted into the back post. Great ball, headed away. Back to the top of the box on the turn now. Crutchfield. It's, again, just a mess in there from the Gerard Academy perspective. As Carter goes over looking for a penalty, referee waves him to his feet. Just about to find how much time we'll continue to play for. Stoppage time board being ready, as is the substitute for the Reds. Roland picks it up, takes the throw quickly into Yarabino. Roland up the right side. Digs the cross out, repelled by Murphy. Akpuno Martins, nice hold-up play. Now he tries to make a sprint in behind, but you can see just doesn't have it left in the legs. Lopez sending it long. We've played 90 minutes. Into stoppage time we go. It's lifted in behind for Cummings. But Solar Sort of last resort there, pulling the offside trap, and it was well timed as Cummings took the shot late and picks up a yellow card.
Kicking the ball away at the end of the play. He's frustrated. I think it's the third time in the second half he's been whistled offside, just being half a step offside. This time, more credit for the back line having stepped up, seeing that his run was going to take him into an offside position.
Into 4 minutes of stoppage time. It's a long ball allowed to bounce through for Denny McGee, intended for Trenton Powell, who started this comeback in the second half, scoring off the bench. McGee going long. Loose ball bounces kindly here. And it's wide again with Booth. Booth looking for the goal to kill this one off into Okpuno. Martin's at the back post. Cummings as well. Dealing with the sun, you can see him shading his eyes there. Couldn't find the killer goal. And now Solar can go the other way. We have Prassert. Ahead to Trenton Powell. Powell, good footwork past one, but Cummings gets back. It's a body in the way, but he's deemed to have committed a foul.
It's taken quickly as well.
Taken quickly by Solar. They keep it moving. We have Prassert going to lift it into the box. A couple of runners in there. It's headed back towards Powell. Powell's first touch up into the air. Awkward one to deal with, and here's the chance from the penalty spot. Just wide. Zayden Carter, another substitute who's made a real impact in this second half, could have leveled the game at 3.
Oh, what a chance. First touch pops way up in the air, but again, it's just more emergency defending that doesn't quite work out. And it falls really, really kindly there for Zayden Carter, whose first-time effort just wide of the post. And had that gone in, Caleb Cummings would have been kicking himself for having missed the chance on the opposite end.
And Cummings was just booked. He's now being taken off. He's got to get a move on here to avoid a second yellow card. Sam Kavanagh is in, and this may be a defensive batten down the hatches move for Josh Jones.
Well, you can understand why. With the way the last 10, 15 minutes have gone, so much emergency defending. Back line at 6s and 7s just doing whatever they can to clear the ball out.
Cummings starting the scoring all the way back in the second minute. Now 2 minutes away from a trophy lift. And he'll have to watch from the sidelines like the rest of us. As in fact, Kavanagh is straight into the forward line, so not really a defensive move for the Girard Academy. Nice flick from Powell. It's been really bright off the bench. Arabino goes flying in. He's already on a yellow card and may be lucky to escape a second yellow there, as that was pretty obviously going to be out of his reach.
It was just desperation. He made a good run and realized he wasn't going to get to the ball. And at this point in the game, you can totally understand just a bit of a lunge, hoping to get lucky, hoping the ball squeaks through back into his path. And yeah, like you said, perhaps lucky not to see a second yellow.
Final seconds of this one. Girard Academy holding off a late surge from Solar. Kavanagh beaten to it there by Weimer. And he runs into one of the Reds players. It bounces out here for Yarabino. One last launch forward, too much air underneath it, and it's good goalkeeping for Denny McGee. That may well do it. The second half went on a script nobody expected after a dominant first 45 and an opening goal to start the second frame. Girard Academy struggling to deal with set pieces from Solar in the second half. But that 3-goal lead may have been just enough of a cushion as they hook it down towards the corner flag. Time on their side. Offside flag goes up. Not the final whistle that some on the Girard bench thought it was. Maybe one last launch forward. Lopez taking a few extra yards before he sends it high. Challenging for it, Powell up into the air, into the box for Zane Rowland, looking to settle it along the right side. His cross block behind. Is there time for the corner? We're well past the 4 minutes added on.
Matthew Lopez, the goalkeeper for Solar, going up. As you can understand, very likely the last kick of the game. Could they pull off the improbable comeback here with one final opportunity from the corner kick?
Crutchfield into a crowded 18-yard box. Everybody on both sides Crowded around the goal, towards the back post, headed up in the air. Tracked down on the other side. It's out for a corner. Is there time to take it? Referee allowing plenty of extra time here in stoppage time. Waving them to take it quickly. The third last opportunity for Solar. We have Prassert in swinger into the danger area, flicked along towards Lopez, not cleared. It's just bouncing around between bodies before Denny McGee falls on it. And there is nobody in goal at the other side as McGee launches it long. It's Booth, the runaway player, just running for daylight. Still the goalkeeper waiting to get back in position. Kavanaugh can't do anything with it. It'll be a goal kick. And I'm wondering maybe if the announced stoppage time wasn't the full amount, as we're into the 7th minute added on. But that'll do it. The Gerard Academy with a strong start and ultimately a winning goal in the second half. Hold off Solar, who threw everything at it. It's the Stephen Gerrard Academy out of Liverpool to lift the trophy here in the boys U18 division. But boy, that got dicey at the end.
What a crazy game. The Stephen Gerrard Academy dominant for 80 minutes, up 3 goals, 2 of them off of set piece opportunities. Solar had barely had a kick, barely had a shot until the final 10 minutes. You get 1 goal and then the belief creeps back in. And they get the second, and then they really had the Reds on the ropes there at the end, and I mean, had a few opportunities to make it 3-3. But I think on the balance of play over the 90 minutes, the Stephen Gerrard Academy certainly worthy winners of this one, and congratulations to them. You can see the celebration. You see what it means. Having traveled all this way, they're going to absolutely relish that trophy lift incoming.
Well, thank you for joining us for the first of 3 finals here on Championship Sunday in the Dallas Cup. It was a local team in Solar throwing everything at it, but ultimately the class from the Stephen Gerrard Academy out of Liverpool winning out, squeaking by. 3-2 your final score. Stick around for the trophy lift here. But for Ryan Figert, Garrett Melser, and our whole crew, we thank you for tuning in this morning. From Frisco, Texas, the Stephen Gerrard Academy is the U18 Dallas Cup champion.
It is not the critic who counts, not the one who points out how the strong woman stumbles, or where the doer or deeds could have done better. The credit belongs to the woman who is actually in the arena, so that her place shall never be with those cold and timid souls, who knew neither victory nor defeat.
There's a big deal going on at Whataburger, like the new Big Ranch Wrap, a crispy chicken strip, buttermilk ranch, cheese, and fresh veggies in a warm tortilla. Or go bigger with 5 premium Whata chicken bites. Or go bigger than big with our Bacon Cheese Whataburger Jr. with fresh 100% beef and melty cheese. Make it even bigger with fries and a drink for a little more. Now that's a big deal. The Whata Deal, now at What a Burger. Download the app.
Whataburger's Bacon Steakhouse Double. Do you need it or do you want it? Do you need creamy steak sauce, crispy fried onions, aged cheddar, and crunchy bacon? Or do you want creamy steak sauce, crispy fried onions, aged cheddar, and crunchy bacon? And want even is a want if we want the want so badly that the want becomes a need. How should I know? I just pushed the cart. Enjoy your burger.
Creamy, crispy, crunchy.
The Whataburger Bacon Steakhouse Double is back. Download the app.
Our roots in this game run deep. We've been here, hydrating the grind with 50% more electrolytes. But it's time to raise the bar. This is our game, my game, your game, the beautiful game. From the ground up, we power soccer.
Welcome in, America. The Premier League season awaits.
A glorious finish by Saka.
At this stage, anything is possible.
Can Liverpool run it back-to-back?
Don't forget about Chelsea.
The Gunners are stacked.
Don't count out United.
Watch out for City. This is truly anyone's season. So no matter who you're cheering for or where you're at, this year's gonna be epic. You'll fit right in.
The good news was our house sold fast. The bad news was our house sold fast. We were pretty shocked and overwhelmed. What should I do with my stuff? Should I put it in a storage unit? And that's when my daughter said, there's this company called Pods.
They bring the container, you fill the container, and they take the Pods container and put it in a secure place. It was a complete sense of security, knowing that our stuff is safe.
I would definitely recommend moving with Pods.
Welcome you back for the presentation of the medals and trophies here after a very exciting boys U18 final. It was the Stephen Gerrard Academy out to a 3-0 lead, but Garrett, it was Solar to make it really interesting down the stretch with 2 goals.
They did, and for the first 40 minutes of the second half, they didn't really create much, but in the last 10 minutes or so, they just started swinging balls into the box or sometimes throwing them into the box on long throw opportunities, and it was just absolute chaos inside the 6. And twice they came up clutch, finding the final touch to put themselves back into the game. But in the end, the 3-goal first half lead was just enough to see the Stephen Gerrard Academy crowned champions.
For Solar receiving their medals here as runners-up, a perfect group stage, including 9 goals scored, none against, as they faced off against a fellow Solar team, an El Paso side and Diversity FC. In the knockout rounds, it got a little tight against the FC Dallas ECNL side, a 2-1 win there on April 3rd, and then a 1-1 final against Everton College, but they prevailed 4-3 on penalties to reach this final. And particularly down the stretch of this game showed their quality after an unfortunately listless start, really. They didn't have the answers in the first half, came out with the ability to threaten, particularly from those set pieces you talked about, but they also just found the belief that they could get back in this game, and even though they came up just short, it was a really strong showing for Solar, led by Coach Grant Sawyer, as the captains receive the runners-up trophy.
And just showed great mentality from Solar, not to put their heads down 3 goals late in the second half of a final would be very easy to count yourself down and out. Instead, they threw caution to the winds. Instead, started throwing the ball back into the box, got their goals, and certainly made it a game and a fun one at the very end.
From the Gerrard Academy, we saw the high scoring that they had throughout the knockout rounds, a 4-1 win in the quarters, a 6-1 win in the semifinals, 3 goals today against a Solar side that has been so difficult to score on all tournament long. And it was goals across the front line, the starting group, Kingston, Arna-Salem Grant, Daniel Apoku Martins, and Caleb Cummings, all on the score sheet, and all in different ways. We saw the second ball into the box for the Cummings goal in the 2nd minute. Akpuno Martins with a header from a long throw flicked on towards the net. And then Kingston Arna-Salem Grant, probably the best goal that we saw on the day. It was a flurry of chances. Eventually it falls to him on the near side, and he just picked out the top corner. And it was that class, ultimately, that became the winning goal. It's a fitting goal worthy of winning a final.
Certainly. It was a fantastic finish, and the only one from open play of all the goals we saw today, really the only one that didn't come off a set piece or a second ball on a set piece. Great way to win a final such as that.
And the captain, Caleb Murphy, going to receive the trophy here and make it well worth the trip from Liverpool, England. As they gather around for the photo.
And now the presentation of the trophy to the 2026 Dallas Cup presented by Coca-Cola.
In 2026 U18 Boys Dallas Cup champions is the Stephen Gerrard Academy. Thank you for joining us for the broadcast today from wherever you're watching across the world. We've got a fantastic first final on Championship Sunday. If you're looking for some more entertainment the rest of the day, stick with us. We've got the U19 boys final between Dallas Texans and Everton College coming up at 11. And then we've got the Philadelphia Union against Botafogo in the Super Group finals. We're going to look at the highlights. Thank you for joining us. Enjoy the goals. And congratulations to the Stephen Gerrard Academy winners here in the boys U18 division.